Have you ever felt like a failure, as if you've lost control of your life? It's a sentiment that's echoed through the ages, a universal human experience that binds us all. Failure and the feeling of losing control can feel like a crushing weight. But these experiences are not unique to us. They are shared, common threads woven into the fabric of the human condition. Throughout history, we've sought solutions to these feelings of disillusionment and loss of control. And who better to turn to for wisdom than the great thinkers of our past and present? We'll be exploring the insights of three such philosophers: the ancient Socratic wisdom of Greece, the challenging viewpoints of Friedrich Nietzsche, and the refreshing perspective of modern philosopher Albert Ellis. Each of these philosophers offers a unique perspective on failure and control, providing us with the tools to navigate these trying times. Let's delve into the wisdom of the ages, starting with the ancient philosopher Socrates. Socrates, a classical Greek philosopher, had a unique perspective on failure. In fact, he didn't see failure as a dead end, but rather as a signpost, pointing to areas for improvement. To Socrates, the root cause of failure was ignorance, not the lack of information per se, but the lack of self-awareness and understanding of oneself. Socrates believed that to regain control of our lives after failure, we must first recognize and acknowledge our ignorance. Only then can we strive to overcome it. This is where the power of self-awareness and knowledge comes in. By understanding our flaws and weaknesses, we can work on strengthening them, and thus regain control. To achieve this, Socrates championed a method of questioning everything, including our own beliefs and actions. This Socratic method encourages us to continuously seek understanding and clarity, rather than blindly accepting what we think we know. As Socrates once said, an unexamined life is not worth living. So in the face of failure, let's strive to examine and understand ourselves more deeply. Moving forward in time, let's explore the perspective of the 19th century philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. A central tenet of Nietzsche's philosophy is amor fati, a Latin phrase that can be translated as a love of one's fate. Nietzsche encouraged us to embrace all of life's experiences, including our failures, as integral parts of our journey. He saw failure not as a setback, but as an opportunity for growth and personal transformation. Through this lens, every stumble, every misstep is not a fall, but a chance to learn, to grow, to become stronger. It's about taking control of our lives by accepting and using our failures as a tool for our development. In this way, Nietzsche's approach to failure and control is not about avoiding or denying failure, but about acknowledging it, embracing it, and using it as a stepping stone for personal growth and life mastery. In the words of Nietzsche, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. Finally, let's look at a modern perspective on failure and control from psychologist and philosopher Albert Ellis. Ellis was a pioneer in cognitive behavioral therapy, developing an approach called rational emotive behavior therapy, or REBT for short. Ellis believed that it is not the failure itself that causes distress, but rather our interpretation and response to it. Let's break it down. Ellis theorized that our emotional responses to events are determined by our beliefs about those events. In other words, it's not the failure that upsets us, it's the irrational beliefs we hold about the failure that caused the upset. These irrational beliefs often manifest as absolutes in our thinking, such as I must always succeed or failure is unbearable. REBT encourages us to challenge and change these irrational beliefs. By changing our beliefs, we change our emotional responses and thus regain control over our reactions to failure. This is a powerful tool as it puts control back into our own hands. We are no longer mere victims of circumstance, but active participants in our own emotional lives. Ellis's approach is proactive and empowering. It encourages us to take responsibility for our own emotional well-being. It's not about denying the existence of failure or its potential impact. Instead, it's about changing our perspective on failure, reframing it not as a catastrophe, but as an opportunity for growth and learning. This is where Ellis's philosophy truly shines. It's not just about enduring failure, but transforming our relationship with it. We can learn to see failure not as a reflection of our worth, but as a stepping stone on the path to success. Remember, as Ellis said, the best years of your life are the ones in which you decide your problems are your own. You do not blame them on your mother, the ecology, or the president. You realize that you control your own destiny. And indeed, by changing our beliefs and responses to failure, we can regain control and steer our own destiny.